Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Job, the 7th chapter. Is there not an appointment or an appointed time? And this is Job speaking, right, as he's continuing to speak to his friends here. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of an hireling? Meaning that, there's a set time when we're born, there's a set time when we die. And our life is temporary, right? Like that of an hireling. You hire somebody, a hireling, they're not, permanent, right? As a servant earnestly desireth the shadow, and then like a worker who earnestly or strongly desires a shade, right, to ease him of that heat and that labor. And as an hireling looketh for the reward of his work, right? So a hireling, one that is hired, looks forward to getting paid, right? So am I made to possess months of vanity, and wearisome nights are appointed to me. When I lie down, so he's saying like I'm like a hireling is appointed a job, wearisome, stressful months, okay, are appointed to him. That's how he feels that his life is. When I lie down, I say, when shall I arise and the night be gone? Because as we'll later find out, he also mentions that he was getting, dreams, right? Terrifying dreams. So he's suffering while awake, he's suffering while asleep. When he goes to sleep, he's eager for it to be morning, for him to wake up again, because he can't get proper sleep, right? When I arise and the night be gone, or when shall I arise and the night be gone? And I am full of tossings to and fro on to the dawning of the day. My flesh is clothed with worms and clods of dust. And when you go into that word worms, it goes into putrefaction, right? Which is, let's look that up here. Putrefaction. The process of decay or rotting in a body or other organic matter. Because don't forget about the boils that he had, right? So maybe, probably could have been infected, open wounds. I doubt these were like actual maggots crawling out of his body though. It says, in clods of dust, my skin is broken and become loathsome. Because remember, he was actually plagued physically as well. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle and are spent without hope. A weaver's shuttle is a weaver's beam, right? He's basically saying like, my days are just like, they just pass on just like that, without any hope. They just keep on going. Oh, remember that my life is wind. Mine eye shall no more see good. So he's basically, as he's saying, like his life, it feels like it's just, like wind that just passes by, right? It's here one day, it's not the next. And he doesn't have any desire here anymore, right? As he says, mine eye shall no more see good, right? With all this pain and suffering that he is in, it feels like he's not. And remember, Job is speaking from the stressfulness of his spirit, right? The bitterness of his soul, you can say. So he's feeling like he's not going to see any good, right? What is there to live for? It says here, the eye of him that hath seen me shall see me no more. Thine eyes are upon me, and I am not, right? So the eye, basically, that his life is temporary, right? The eye that have seen me shall see me no more, meaning eventually I'm not going to be here. Thine eyes are upon me, and I am not. As the cloud is consumed and vanisheth away, so he that goeth down to the grave shall come up no more. Now, what he's saying here is not disputing reincarnation, but it's saying that, the normal course of life is once you are buried in the grave and die, you're not getting back up out of that grave. Okay. He shall no more, or he shall return no more to his house, neither shall his place know him anymore. Right. So it's not like you're going to be buried on a Friday, and then on Saturday you're back home, sleeping in your bed. Once you put in the grave, you're not coming back out of there because your spirit is going back to the spirit world. And typically, how it works is the next time you come back on the earth, it is in a different body, right, in a different incarnation. Neither shall his place know him anymore. That is his home, because he's not coming back there. Therefore, I will not refrain my mouth. I will speak. So it's kind of like saying, once I die, that's it here. Like Job, the man Job, I'm not coming back as Job, right? I'm not waking up out the grave tomorrow. So I'm going to speak, right? I'm not going to refrain my mouth. I'm going to speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul. Am I a sea or a whale that thou settest a watch over me? When I say, my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint, then thou scarest me with dreams. Now he's speaking here now to the Lord, right? Because the Lord is the one, as he says, scares him with dreams. And remember, we read up above that he longs when he goes to sleep, that it'll be morning, when will the night be gone? So as he's saying here, thou scarest me with dreams and terrifies me with through visions, so that my soul chooseth strangling and death rather than life. So he's plagued in asleep. He's plagued awake. I loathe it. I hate it. I would not live always. Let me alone, for my days are vanity. So he's basically, beseeching the Lord, saying like this. I don't like this. Right? This is not fun. It is not sweet. I'm not gonna live forever. Just leave me. Let me just survive. Let me just be able to right. Let me just survive. Let me just be able to live without having to deal with this suffering. Verse 17. When what is man? What is man that thou shouldest magnify him, and that thou shouldest set thine heart upon him, right? So what is, I'm just a mortal man, right? That you should magnify me, or make a big deal out of me, right? And thou shouldest set thine heart upon him, to focus so much upon one man. And that thou shouldest visit him every morning and try him every moment. So he's basically saying, I can't catch a break. How long wilt thou not depart from me, nor let me alone? Now, he's not saying he wants the presence of the Lord to leave him, but he's saying these trials, right, and this tribulation he's going through. Nor let me alone till I swallow down my spittle. I don't even have a second to even swallow my spit. Now, when you're talking a lot, you need to swallow, right? So he's saying it's like every second of the day he's getting cooked. I have sinned. What shall I do unto thee, O thou preserver of men? Why hast thou set me as a mark against thee, as a target, so that I am a burden to myself? Now let's read this in another translation. In the NKJV, it says, have I sinned? What have I done to you, O watcher of men? Why have you set me as your target, so that I am a burden to myself? And why dost thou not pardon my transgression, and take away mine iniquity? For now shall I sleep in the dust, and thou shalt seek me in the morning, but I shall not be. So why are you continuing to punish me and plague me? It's not like I'm gonna live forever. A day is gonna come where you're gonna seek me, and I'm not gonna be here, right? And that brings us to the end of the book of Job, the 7th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.